So today we'll start from stanza 2. What we have seen that Mother India has sacrificed everything. It was the year 1914, the onset of First World War. The British asked the Indians to help them in First World War. But there was a condition imposed by the Indians. If the Indian soldiers would fight for the British, in return, British should grant India freedom. So that was the condition implied. But later on, the British cheated us. They did not keep their promise. Indian soldiers, the bravehearts, they fought bravely for the British. Mother India lost many a brave heart, many a children in that battle. So the tears of Mother India is rolling down, thinking about those great sacrifices of those sons, gathered like pearls in the alien graves. Who are gathered like pearls? Here the soldiers, Indian soldiers who served the British in the First World War, they gathered like whom? They gathered like pearls in their alien graves. Alien grave stands for in the foreign lands. It stands for foreign land. Silent they sleep by the Persian waves. Some of the bodies, dead bodies, are there in the Persian Sea, scattered like cells on the Egyptian sand. And some of the dead bodies scattered like what cells on where? On the Egyptian sand means desert. So you can see instead of desert it is written sands, and instead of sea it is written waves. So beautifully presented. They lie with pale brows. They means those Indian soldiers. They lie. That means they are lying dead with pale brows and grave. After death, the brows became pale, with broken hands. They are strewn like blossoms. Strewn means spread like blossom, mown down by chance, cut down by chance. These dead bodies of the soldiers, no more looking like those horrific pictures. Instead, they look like those cut off flowers, almost spread like the blossoms. When you take up the flowers, they become totally pale, palsied, just like those the dead bodies are scattered here and there. On the blood-brown meadows of Flanders and France. Flanders, that place is in it is in Belgium, and France we know as a country. So the soil of France and Flanders, they become blood-brown. The meadows mean the grassland, due to the blood of the Indian soldiers. So you can see France, Flanders, blood, brown. These are all examples of alliteration. So this supreme sacrifice of the Indian soldier is mentioned by Mother India. Can you measure the grief of tears I weep? Can ye? That means the Britishers will never measure the amount of pain, it means pain, of tears I weep, that Mother India weeps. They will hardly understand. Or compass the woe of the watch. Compass stands for calculate. They will never calculate the woe of the watch I keep. O stands for suffering. They will never understand the suffering that Mother India have while watching at the destruction of her children. Of the watch stands for observation. Mother India keeps a close observation of her children as they are out of house. They are fighting there in the foreign soil. Or the pride that fills through my heart's despair. Though the heart is full of despair, hopelessness, or helplessness we can use, yet there is a thrill, there is a spirit that enters her heart. Which spirit? That her children are not coward. They are strong enough to fight. They are strong enough to fight for the freedom of the motherland. They have gone out to the foreign country, not to help the British actually, but to gain the freedom from the hands of the British. And the hope that comforts the anguish of fear. Mother India prays for her children, for the well-being of the children, and that prayer does what? That comforts the anguish. Anguish stands for, actually anguish means the anger, extreme anger, but you will write the frustration. That comforts the frustration, and the hope that comforts the anguish. There is a hope, always, just dimming like the little light in the darkness. And there is prayer, and the prayer always comforts the frustration and pain in the heart. And the far, sad, glorious vision I see, the torn red banners of victory. And the far, sad, glorious vision I see. The vision is glorious yet sad. The mother looks, keeps a close eye at the foreign lands with a close vision, and what she sees. What she sees that is glorious yet sad. This is, we can see, this is an example of oxymoron. Two opposite things are just juxtaposed or mixed up here. The torn red banner of victory. There is banner, there is a flag that is hoisted to signify the victory of the British soldiers or the Britishers. But the victory is actually mechanized and influenced by the Indian soldiers. So she can see the victory flag, but the flag is torn and red. Red due to the blood of soldiers, Indian soldiers.